A sacrifice totally burned by fire.
What is it?
Sacrifice totally burned by fire.
Totally? Okay. It's hard to read on
Your question about genocide or its causes. Right here talks about genocide. For genocide to happen, there must be certain preconditions, foremost among them, the natural culture that does not place a high value on human. Isn't that like killing a bunch of people? Yeah, like a race of people. So, why would someone want to wipe out a whole group of people? Even if some people in that race were bad, that doesn't mean all.
But it's not the people they hate, it's the race.
Yeah, true. Okay, total. Actually, what is that word? Total society with its assumed superior
Ideology.
Yeah, okay. Is a precondition for genocide act.
Genocidal.
I'm sorry, genocidal. Members of the dominant society must perceive.
You just skipped the
Okay,
and a neighbor sandbox on the street. They are child Amsterdam. Stand to the far left is hand up a gospel or one of the scribes give gifts to eyewitnesses. Okay, so my question
What is this?
was the diary like that they found actually
Was it? I'm wondering because it said up here somewhere
deportation across Germany occupied
was the entire diary in a book.
like every square along major rail line occupied Poland. 44 parallel tracks led to the Auschwitz station alone. A special railroad spur ran directly in the Auschwitz test camp. Most deported Jews endured the treacherous journey to death camps in fright rather than passengers. As the cars under conditions of starvation, issues, overcrowding. Alright, I like Michael. Hey, let's look at some of these cool articles.
I'm trying very hard to
Wow! If you're trying to study
I already read it.
We just read more and then we wait to get
Oh wait, yeah. This is the identification card exhibit where we read the page of a person from the Holocaust, and then we write down if they died or not, and a question that we would ask them if they were surviving.
What's one of the questions that you have?
One of the questions is if he survived or not, and my person is David Bergman, and he survived a death march to the to Dachau camp and was freed near Innsbruck, Austria, in May, and then he immigrated to the United States.
To the next station, please. And when Miss Barker comes to video you, will you tell her something you've learned? All right?
Boys, what is something that you've learned?
I learned that they die with dying with dignity was a form of resistance.
And like ghettos were before like the concentration camps.
Propaganda illustration.
Questions about how they're discriminated against.
Oh, okay.
So,
Naked woman for much use as stretches paper.
Look better. Can I understand how people
How long do survivors suffer from?
Why did people go along with it?
How long were the survivors affected by their trauma?
This is about how did Let's see. Jews deal.
I asked why people went along with the dehumanization, and like why, even if they knew like or felt that it was wrong, they still went along with it.
What else?
How did Jews deal with the oppression?
Isn't this a little hard to understand? There is a lot. Like that won't make any sense unless you look at the back, but it says way they hid stuff so people would know they were there, you know, and it's so interesting to read about. There's a whole lot in the museum about the ghetto. So like try to read a little bit about it, okay? And they weren't even Hitler's idea. But that's what he did a lot.
Yeah, I saw that it said it was his brainchild.
There you go. Wasn't his brainchild. There you go.
I was thinking whether a ghetto or a concentration camp is worse, or what's the difference between a concentration camp and a ghetto.
And I was wondering, like, if it wasn't Hitler's idea, who like came up with it, the ghettos.
In here.
This is about Anne Frank and her life and just kind of like how she grew up and like the conditions she lived in. Like this is the room she shared with Dr. Diesel, the dentist. So it's just kind of shows you like how she was living and like her everyday life.
And it kind of it like opened your eyes about how she was most of the time positive about everything, and you seeing how happy she was all the time. Yeah.
What questions do you have?
Well, she the whole thing is about like her journal, her diary and stuff. It was like I wondered if like her family like encouraged her to do that more, like because they didn't necessarily like know what was gonna happen because she wanted it to be published, but I don't know if she know that. Just so if her family like encouraged her writing.
Here it is. The sacrifice totally burned by fire. They burnt off the tomb. Sacrifice totally burned by fire. Question about genocide. Why do people like do it? Like, what do they? Good question about genocide or its causes. This is right here.
What's your question?
What leads someone to think that they're better than another race to commit genocide?
Or like, why would someone think that a whole certain group of people should die?
Yeah, like why is the value
so low on human life?
Like why would people do it? Like the genocide?
Not Semitism, but these are booklet like identification cards, like passports from the Holocaust Museum, and it has a picture and information about an actual Jew that was in the Holocaust, and it gives information about how they used to live and how they got caught by the Nazis and
But they didn't know that, did they?
They should have grabbed some bang bangs and
You'll actually walk through one of these. Just want to cut off their arms because that's the first step, classifying. Okay? And so